Spent the annual day of France and India France. So topic is, and India has approved plans to buy 26 Rafale fighter aircraft and 3 Scorpion class conventional submarines for the Indian Navy from France. So it's 26 Rafale fighter aircraft, 3 Scorpion class conventional submarines. Submarine means those especially can especially for future. Yes, so submarine for the navy to ensure maritime security. The navy the proposal were approved. The Defence Acquisition Council (DSC). It is approved by Defence Acquisition Council. As for the proposals, Indian Navy will get 22 single-seater Rafale marine aircraft, along with 4 trainer aircraft. The Navy has been pressing for acquiring these fighter aircraft and submarines urgently, as the force has been facing shortages in view of the security challenges around the country. Okay. The aircraft carriers INS Vikrantita and INS Vikrant have been operating in the MiG 21-9s and the need of the Rafales for cooperation on both carriers. The Scorpion class submarines would be acquired under repeat clause by the Navy as a part of Project 75. Yes, this is Project 75. Remember, Project 75 associated with Scorpion class submarines. We have also developed certain submarines and would be built at the Mazagan Dock Limited, that is already that is produced around 6 submarines. India would be insisting on having more Make in India content for the plan. Make in India content, at least there will be offset, right? What is this offset? Offset means if a particular company is producing a particular aircraft or a particular submarine, then the government of India will say that around suppose 40% of offset. That means 40% of equipments which it will use, that it will purchase from Indian companies. Right? This is called as offset partner, Indian companies. Right? Earlier the Rafale, which are the same. When you did the Rafale deal, then there is something some 5% or 10% offset. That means any they should purchase is from Indian company, not from any other company. Then only we will purchase, so that Indian will get some employment and there will be some revenue. So this is called as so government is also insisting on Make in India campaign, that is also about the Atmanirbhar Bharat, Atmanirbhar Bharat. Okay, next 22 single seated Rafale Rafale marine aircraft, uh, and also there are 4 trainer aircraft, in total 26. Next is the cooperation in defense is a cornerstone of Indian foreign strategy with partnership. Although France became India's second largest defense partner supplier, remember, yes, France is second largest defense supplier from 2017 to 2021. It's a significant partner, right? It has been reliable partner in India for military aircraft domain since 1950s. From the from the procurement of the fast generation Dassault organ fighter, the name that is Tufani in the Indian Air Force, the recent submarine and Rafale M deal, the defense sector has emerged as a crucial pillar between India and France relationship, that is defense sector. Okay. The Dassault Mirage 2000 is, which has been received in 1985, continue to be Indians go to the aircraft whenever it calls for an airstrike. Dassault Mirage 2000, that is also, it is now also in use in Indian aircraft. The super fighters proved to be a game changer as they pounded Pakistani position in the Kargil hilltops during 1991. The Mirages were also used to carry out airstrikes on Pakistan's uh, uh, Balakot in 2019. Right, they are also used to carry out strikes in Pakistan's Balakot. So Dassault Mirage, that is very important so far as the Indian aircraft defense system is concerned. The two countries have a ministerial level dialogue which has been held annually since ministerial level dialogue, which is annually since 2018. The three services have regular defense exercise, that is exercise Shakti, that is one took place in November in France. Okay, so it is second largest defense partner. We have a military relationship since 1950s. India is using Dassault Mirage, and it has also used in Pakistan Balakot, and we have a regular military exercise Shakti, that is between India and France. Exercise Varuna is also there. Navy last conducted in Arabian Sea from 30th March to 3rd April 2022. Exercise Garuda is also there. Varuna and Garuda. Exercise Varuna is for Navy and exercise Garuda is for Air Force. Exercise Shakti, exercise Varuna, exercise Garuda. The Indian Navy also participated in French-led Perros La Perros exercise. Yes, CC La Perros exercise. La means it's a French language. So whenever you see La, that means it is French. So La Perros exercise, Indian Navy also participated along with other Quad members. That is USA, UK, and USA, Japan, Australia, and India in April 2021. Various staff courses, training programs, etc. are also takes place regularly. The defense equipment purchase joint development key aspect of partnership, of which the purchase of 36 Rafale aircraft and contract for the P-75 Scorpion projects is most visible examples. So we have purchased 36 aircrafts. Moreover, France has also been instrumental in assisting India's defense modernization efforts through technology transfers and our indigenous production of capabilities and joint ventures. Joint ventures means two companies, one is French company, another is Indian company. For a particular, they will jointly work for a particular task. Okay. Next is topic is Chandrayaan 3. So the launch of Chandrayaan 3 today, that is in July yesterday, that is in July 14. The Indian Space Research Organization is to make a second attempt to land spacecraft on the moon. The second attempt, because first attempt was failed, so Chandrayaan-2 got failed, right? So it's the second attempt to land the spacecraft on the moon. Okay. So what is Chandrayaan-3 mission? Chandrayaan-3 mission is a third moon mission and is a follow-up of Chandrayaan-2, which aim to land a rover on the lunar south pole. The mission will have three major modules: propulsion module, that is that will carry lander and rover configuration till 100 km lunar orbit. Then there is a lander module that is capable to soft land, and there is a rover that will carry out in situ chemical analysis on the lunar surface. So propulsion module, lander module, and rover module. These three modules are there, and that will, yes, that will reach at lunar south pole. Lunar south pole that will reach. Okay. LMV3, that is Launch Vehicle Mark 3, that is also called a GSLV MK3. GSLV MK3 it is a geosynchronous satellite launch vehicle MK3, which has capacity to take 8,000 kg to low Earth orbit. Right, low Earth orbit that exists between 180 km to 2000 km. That is low Earth orbit. After that, there is medium Earth orbit, and at 36,500 km, 36,000 around 37,000 36,000 kilometer, we have geosynchronous orbit. So up to low Earth orbit, that is up to 180 to 2000 kilometer range, this GSLV MK3 or LMV3 can take a weightage of 8,000 kg. There it is also, there is three launch vehicles consisting of two solid propellants and S200 strap-ons on its sides, and core stage comprising of L10 liquid stage of C20-25 cryogenic engine. What do you mean by cryogenic engine? Cryogenic engine means, what do you mean by cryogenic engine? Cryogenic engine means those engines which uses hydrogen fuel. Those engines which uses hydrogen fuel are called as cryogenic engine. Okay. Liquid hydrogen. We cannot take hydrogen at a gaseous stage. That's why we are taking, we will take liquid hydrogen. And why liquid hydrogen? Because at minus 250 degrees Celsius, hydrogen become liquid at minus 250 degrees Celsius. So cryo means extremely low temperature. That's why it is called as cryogenic engine. Okay. It has carried a satellite up to 8,000 kg. L10 liquid stage. L10 liquid stage. It has three stages. One is solid, then there is liquid, then there is cryogenic engine. So there are three stages. This LMV3 is a three-stage vehicle: solid, liquid, and cryogenic. Whereas the PSLV, there is the Polar Satellite Launch Vehicle. It has four stages. That is solid, liquid, solid, liquid. Four stages, right? Then Chandrayaan-3 moon mission, it is succeeding up to, yes, set to launch on Friday. Okay. Then lunar orbit insertion EBN's uh, mission life is one lunar day. That is 14 Earth days. 14 Earth days it will spend there, and mass is around 700 kg, including the rover. Land module rover, this is proportional rover. Then this is LMV3. Height is 43 meters. 43 meters. Lift up mass is 642 T. So this is about your 100 kilometers around orbit. This Chandrayaan 3, around 600 crores are spent for this mission. Next is Challenge of landing in the South Pole. The previous spacecraft have mostly landed near the equatorial region of the moon. Previous spacecraft has mostly landed near the equatorial region of the moon. A few degrees latitude north and south of the lunar equator, landing near the equator is easier and safer due to the hospital terrain, smooth surface, absence of steep slopes, ample sunlight for solar powered instruments. The lunar south pole, on the other hand, presents challenging terrain with extreme temperatures and areas that are in permanent shadow, receiving no sunlight. Why ISRO wants to explore the moon's south pole? The South Pole region is believed to have water molecules in substantial amounts, possibly trapped as ice in the permanently shadowed craters. The South Pole region is believed to have water molecules, possibly trapped as ice. So, next is exploring and confirming the presence of water is essential for future human missions. Okay. The lunar south pole, on the other hand, is presents challenging terrain. Yes, with extreme temperatures and areas of permanent shadow receiving no sunlight. The south pole that do not receive any sunlight. Landing near the equator is easier, safer due to hospital terrain, smooth surface. That's why initially it was focusing on the equator. Scientific discovery that extreme environment and presence of permanently shadowed region provide present record of the moon's history and early solar system. So, clues on human history. The moon is also thought to have some form of debris that is generated by a giant impact between Mars-sized object and early Earth. So it may give some information regarding the. By studying the lunar south pole, scientists can gain insights into the materials and conditions that existed during the formation of the Earth's moon system. ISRO NASA successfully confirmed the presence of water from the data taken by Chandrayaan 1 Indo-Japan collaboration. Yes. So there is NASA is also confirmed the presence of water from the data taken by Chandrayaan 1. LUPEX aims to send a lander and rover. So there is global collaboration also with NASA. Technological advancement by undertaking missions to the region, ISRO can develop and demonstrate innovative technologies of soft landing, navigation, and resource utilization. Soft landing, navigation, resource utilization, and long duration operations that can be applied. Long duration operations that can be applied for future space missions. India's Chandrayaan mission are aimed at lunar exploration, beginning with the Chandrayaan 1 that launched in October 22. It made more than 3,400 orbits around the moon and was operational for at least 3 Chandrayaan 1. It made more than 3,400 orbits around the moon and was operational for at least 3 days until August 2009. With radio contact when the radio contact with the spacecraft was lost. So it has worked for 3 1 days, around 300 days, 3 1 days, and it has more than 3,400 orbits around the moon. It has taken Chandrayaan 1. So it was a successful mission. However, the fact that it is used to indigenously develop technology is a major achievement. Indigenously developed technology was a major achievement. On November 2008, payload named MIP, Moon Impact Probe, carried out by the spacecraft, was separated and it struck the lunar south pole in a controlled manner. India was then able to make discoveries related to detection of water H2O and hydroxyl on the lunar surface. The data also revealed their enhanced abundance towards the polar region. It further found ice on the north polar region of the moon. Then Chandrayaan 2 mission 2. Mission brought together an orbiter lander rover with the goal of exploring the south pole of the moon. It aimed at studying south pole of the moon. It aimed at studying not just one area of the moon but also areas combining the exosphere, the surface as well as the subsurface of the moon in a single mission. Surface and subsurface and exosphere it will study and it will focus on the south pole of the moon. Okay. The lesson from monsoon battered North India. Recently, parts of North India witnessed heavy rains that triggered flash floods and left a trail of destruction. Several places in Haryana, Punjab, and Himachal Pradesh reported record rainfall. There is huge rainfall in the northern regions of India, and several places have witnessed uh, floods. Record rainfall. Rains have triggered landslides which caused more damage. Yes, there are landslides in the hilly regions and that are damaged various regions. So, flash floods are highly localized events of short duration and flash floods. Short duration, huge amount of rainfall will be there. Very at a very with a very high peak and usually have less than 6 hours between the occurrence of the rainfall and peak flood. Less than 6 hours. So suddenly when huge amount of rainfall occurs, that problem we experience. The flood situation worsens in the presence of choked drainage lines or encroachment obstructing the natural flow of water. Flash floods have a different character than river floods, notably short time scales and occurring the small spatial scales, which make forecasting of the flash floods quite a different challenge than the traditional flood forecasting approaches. Urban areas more likely to experience this type of surface water flowing because they have lot of hard surfaces. In case of urban areas, what is happening? There is huge amount of hard surfaces. That means there is infrastructure, there is roads, there is drainage system, and there is few areas where water perlocation is possible. Right? Few areas where water perlocation is possible. That's why it is fully only based on drainage system. So when huge amount of rainfall occurs on a particular in a small period of time, there is chances of that chances of urban flood. Also, there is another region. There is a natural system of swamps everywhere. Every in a particular area you will find there is natural system of swamps. That means low, but by development of urbanization, these things are filled and also we have developed infrastructures there. So the natural systems are not there, so we have to take the water from a long distance, right? When you take a water for long distance, chances is that the drainage system is not sufficient and that the crisis of that crisis develops. When rain hits them, it cannot soak the ground, as it would be in the when rain hits them, it can soak into the ground, as it will be the countryside. Okay. Flash floods have a different character than river floods, not only short time scales occurring in a small spatial scale. That means in a particular region, huge amount of rainfall occurs in a small time that will lead to flash floods. But river floods are different. That may be because of continuous rains or in the whole basin. So river floods are different, which are common. But flash floods, there is a time factor in flash floods and also within few time it occurs. Three main factors can trigger heavy rains in the regions of Himalaya: an active monsoon with strong winds in the three main factors that can trigger heavy rains in the region and Himalaya. In active monsoon, strong winds in the lower air layers bringing moisture into the region from Bay of Bengal and the Arabian Sea. A large scale atmospheric forcing in the form of outflows in the upper layers of the atmosphere moving eastward through the mid latitude troughs. These troughs can also direct the flow of moisture towards the Himalaya. Deep convection triggered by orographic uplift combined with the steep terrain of the Himalaya. All these conditions were present in the recent incident. The cyclotic conditions were conducive to heavy rainfall. The floods in Uttarakhand 2013 were caused by similar cyclotic conditions. Another good examples of in the 2010 floods in Afghanistan, in Pakistan, changing trends in rainfall. These are the causes. First causes is a heavy region in the river. Second is active monsoon and strong winds in the lower air, strong winds bringing moisture into the region from Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea. Large scale of atmosphere forcing the outflows of upper layers. Large scale atmospheric forcing from the outflow of the upper layers of the atmosphere moving eastward from mid latitude troughs. Deep convection triggered by orographic uplift. Deep convection triggered by or combined the steep terrain of the Himalaya. Deep convection, that is the flow of convection system in which the moisture that converts into water. All the conditions present in the recent incident, cyclotic conditions conducive for heavy rainfall, and yes, so these are the major reasons why there is extreme rainfall in the extreme rainfall. Recent studies shows an increasing trend in the extreme rainfall in many parts of the country. Recent studies shows an increasing trend in extreme rainfall in many parts of the country, especially in central India. The number of extreme rainfall events, more than 15 cm in 24 hours, has tripled in the region. Duration of rainstorm. The duration of rainstorm over central India has also tripled. The observations also indicate that during the monsoon, the total number of rainy days and rainy hours decreases. That indicates that when it rains very heavily. Okay, more than 15 cm in 26 hours. If that occurs, it has tripled in that region. The number of extreme rainfall has become tripled, more than 50 cm in 24 hours. The rainfall in the Himalayan region. The Himalayan region, with its complex topography and varied weather patterns, is prone to extreme rainfall events. The recent study shows that 65% of areas in the regions have positive trend in the frequency of daily rainfall extremes. Another study on the 2013 floods in Uttarakhand identified this region as one where deep, intense convective clouds are most likely to form. Right, convective clouds are most likely to form in the Uttarakhand region. Then causes of changing trends on rainfall. Instances of deep convection have increased over time. Climate change is thought to be another major reason for this. Warmer temperature. Warmer temperature, extra moisture leads to heavy rainfall when weather systems are coincide with the unique geography of the region. Changes in the land use and land cover also appears to reason the increased extremation. Land use pattern are also reason. Warming Arctic. We know that Arctic is warming and sea ice is receding due to human influence. This is growing evidence of the impact of Arctic warming monsoon climate through mid latitude circulation. So there is various effect of climate change as well. Then observations and models suggest that due to Arctic warming, frequency of occurrence of blocking highs and deep mid latitude troughs is likely to increase. Observation and models suggest that due to Arctic warming, frequency of occurrence of blocking highs and deep mid latitude troughs. Extreme rainfall events like the last weekend can occur anywhere in India during the monsoon season. To mitigate floods, we need multi-pronged approach that includes both proactive measures and reactive strategies. These include a robust early warning system that alerts about heavy rains and possible flash floods. This system can include meteorological observations, including Doppler weather effect radar and high-resolution numerical weather prediction model. Advanced methods such as AI ML could used to interpret DWR and model forecast data. Continuous monitoring of rainfall patterns, river levels, advanced flood warning systems. These are the advanced flood warning systems, right? Artificial intelligence for interpretation of the meteorological data and meteorological observations include Doppler weather radar, DWR, and high resolution numerical weather prediction model. Robust early warning system, yes, people will be alert for that, mitigating floods, proactive measures or the reactive measures. And another thing is that, yes, so these are the mitigating levels, measures too, and also plantation that stops floods because they objects the flow of the water. Flood risk maps, some flood risk maps, which are the high vulnerable region regarding floods. So based on that, our urbanization will be planned. So if a particular region is highly vulnerable regarding floods, then we should develop our urbanization in different way, for example. And such as topography, historical plot data, hydrological modeling, access vulnerability, identifying high risk zones, target actions, improving the maintaining climate resilient infrastructure, improving and maintaining climate resilient infrastructure such as drainage systems and channels to prevent waterlogging, proper implementation of land use planning and zoning regulations. For example, area prone to flash floods can be designated as non-residential or restricted areas. Those areas that are prone to flash floods can be non-residential or restricted areas. The protection and restoration of natural ecosystems such as forest and wetlands. Vegetation acts such as natural buffer observing rainfall and reducing runoff. Awareness campaigns can influence people to take right actions during floods, including arranging evacuation, providing fast aid, and getting information from reliable sources. Getting information from reliable sources. These are awareness campaigns. Okay. The IPCC scenarios for climate change indicate that these trends will continue. Multi-day flood events are projected to increase faster than the single-day events in the future. This can have severe consequences. By recognizing the increasing threat of extreme precipitation, recognizing threat by recognizing the increasing threat of extreme precipitation and implementing proactive measures, India can improve its resilience to extreme weather events. Resilience to extreme weather events, yes. So huge amount of very strong infrastructure need to be developed in a particular area to stay over for adaptation as adaptation measures for this class force. Objectives. Next is about Williams facts, that is banks heralding accelerating rural agriculture transformation. Accelerating rural agriculture transformation. That is Bharat. What is this Bharat? Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare launched new campaign. That is Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. That is Bharat Fund. Accelerated rural and bank heralding. Yes. Banks heralding accelerated agriculture transformation. Rural agriculture transformation. That is Bharat. 1 month long campaign was launched with target of 7,200 crore. The aim of the campaign is to get active involvement and support by members of commercial banks in the public and private sector. Regional rural banks, small banks, NBFCs, selected cooperative banks promote the scheme of agriculture infrastructure fund. It is a financing facility launched in 2020 for farm gate infrastructure for farmers. Under this scheme, 1 lakh crore has to be disbursed by the final year and the interest subvention and the credit guarantee assistance will be given till the year 2033. Okay, 1 lakh crore is to disbursed by the financial year 2025 by the Bharat Fund, that is Banks Heralding Accelerated Rural Agricultural Transformation. Improved marketing infrastructure to allow farmers to sell directly to large base of consumers. Marketing infrastructure, right? For example, mandis, right? Increase the realization of farmers, improve the overall income of the farmers. Investment in logistics, for example, cold storage and there will be logistic transportation. Market reduced post-harvest losses and a smaller number of intermediaries. Modern packaging cold storage system to allow farmers to decide when to sell in the market to improve realization. Structured cold storage system that can be there. Commodity farming assets for improved productivity and optimization of inputs. Achievement. A scheme has resulted in creation of more than 31,850 agri-infrastructure projects in the country with 24,750 crore of loan amount under the AIF outlook 40,000 crores. So it has resulted creation of more than 38,000 agri-infrastructure projects. It has already achieved this much of success. Then the role of infrastructure is crucial in agriculture development and taking the production dynamics to the next level. Development of infrastructure shall also address values of nature, regional disparities, development of human resource, realization of the full potential of our limited land resource. Okay. Southern Railway has identified 90 stations for development under the Amrit Bharat Station scheme. It envisages development of stations on a continuous basis with a long-term vision. The scheme will subsume all previous redevelopment projects where work is yet to begin. Southern Railway identified stations development under Amrit Bharat Station scheme. Amrit Bharat Station scheme. The schemes aims at preparation of master plans of railway stations and implementation of master plan in phases to enhance the facilities, including beyond the minimum essential amenities. However, plans and consequent budgets will be approved on the basis of factors such as footfall and input from stakeholders. Zonal railways have given the responsibility for selecting stations, which will then be approved by a committee of senior railway officials. The model envisages low-cost redevelopment of stations which can be executed timely. So this is about Amrit Bharat station, long-term vision. It's about some all previous redevelopment projects, preparation of master plans for railway stations, and also inputs from all stakeholders. They will take it. That is Amrit Bharat scheme. Then what are the facilities? Provision for roof plaza to be created for future. Roof plaza where food will be available. Free Wi-Fi space, 5G mobile towers, smooth access by widening roads, ornamented structures, properly designed signals, dedicated pedestrian pathways, well-planned parking areas. Attempts shall be made to club different grades, types of waiting halls, and provide good cafeteria retail facilities as far as possible. The better furniture will be installed in waiting rooms, platforms, restrooms, and offices. High-level platforms shall be provided at all categories of stations. Special amenities for disabled as per guidelines issued by railway boards from time to time. These are Amit Bharat session. Then non-fungible tokens, NFTs. Google recently said that it will allow developers to offer games on Play Store where players can buy, sell, and tokenize. Token is the digital assets that which if you are making digital assets means if you are making a sound, if you are making a movie. They are digital assets. They will be yes, and those digital assets that will be tokenized. So that will be based on blockchain technology. It cannot be replicated. It cannot be replicated. So it will ensure copyrights. NFTs are assets that have been tokenized via blockchain and identification codes distinguish them from other tokens easily, and it can represent digital and real world items like artwork, photograph, song, video. These things are NFT transactions are recorded blockchains, which is digital public ledger. Yes, the blockchain is best. It is NFT can be traded and exchanged for money. Cryptocurrencies are other. It depends on the value of market. It can be also traded. NFTs, non-fungible tokens. Blockchain technology, distributed ledger, it is a decentralized technology. It is a highly secure technology. Okay, now you try to write the answer of this question. What are demographic factors that propel the elderly population of India? Discuss the issues faced by them. Around 130 million elderly population in India, 67 men, right? Their longevity of life, rise in elderly population may due to the longevity of life achieved because of economic well-being. The average death rate is around 70 age. Reduction in fertility rates, that's why it is also increasing. Elderly populations are also increasing, right? In demography. Then major problems are non-communicable diseases, feminization of aging. Elderly increase from 930 women to 1000 men. Feminization of aging. Economic problems they are suffering. There is labor force, they cannot be a part of labor force. Psychological issues, they are lonely and there are various, there are behavioral issues, there are behavioral attitudes of the family members. Violence against elderly persons that are also exist. So these are various reasons why the problems of elderly persons. Then another reason is what can be done. National Policy of Older Person, there is policy, Rashtriya Vayasya Yojana, Citizens Welfare Fund, Indira Gandhi National Old Pension, Pradhan Mantri Vaya Bandhana Yojana. Okay, these are the schemes by the central government. So the lectures end here, and like this video and share this video and subscribe to my case. Thank you.